Good evening, folks. Welcome to TopGun.com. This video is for Wednesday, January 15th, 2014. Let's get right into the action today. The spiders went up, the ETF for the S&P went up 99 cents and closed just below this all-time high. It did make a new intraday all-time high, but it could not close above this all-time high made back on December 31st of last year there at 184.69. Today it closed at 184.66. So 3 cents. You may not think that's significant, but to me that's certainly significant and influences my overall stance on the market. I'm still going to say we're still bearish on this market. We still see weakness over the next week and a half, even though this market is close to all-time highs and in fact did make an intraday all-time high. Now, am I going to trade off this? Am I going short all in on the market tonight, tomorrow? No. It's just influencing my market and influencing my trades and what kind of trades I am looking for, because usually the individual stocks in general move with the overall market, generally speaking, not always. You can see the volume it moved up with today, less than 100 million. Yesterday was just over 100 million, but on the day, Monday, when it had a pretty hard sell, 150 million. So it tells me institutions are involved on Monday. They step aside and let the little guy push this market back up, only to, you'll see in the next couple of days, they'll have another distribution day, if you will. That's what we call it, when the institutions are distributing their shares at the top here. In order to get out of their positions, and when the music stops, the average investor is going to be one holding the bag there. So that's my theory, and that's where my stance is. And I'll be looking if I can get some type of pattern in this S&P here, or the spiders here, that'll show me or signal me to go short. I certainly will go short. I thought I had a setup right here. I certainly had a beautiful setup right here. Just a day late and $1 short on that one. And then we get the hard sell, and I was hoping to get another in spirit of bearish flag like we got right here. I could sell short to go for the market to go down, but we didn't get that. We got the hard buys there, pretty strong buys up to the all-time high. So obviously we'll just step aside, let the market do its thing. You can't force your trades on the market. This market's almost in euphoric mode. Everybody thinks that the Fed's always going to be there, and the invisible hand of the Fed is going to lift these markets forever and ever. And when that usually happens, that's when you get the hard sells, and you get the sell-offs, and you get the panic eventually coming into the market. Our support lines right here, we had it drawn out there beautifully, 181.63 I think that was, and down here is 177.43. Again, still see bearish, still see weakness. We'll see over the next week and a half is the time frame there, and we'll see what happens with the market. USO, great move today. We didn't get another trade here. We wanted to. See this trend line, in spirit of touch on this trend line, and then just took off with us. Hey, when you're in the market, you got to have your entry price or nothing, and that's where we didn't get our trade. This consolidation above this trend line, I saw that as weakening this trend line. Therefore, I moved my my buy further down on the chart there. What do? It moves without us. There's another trade around the corner. So what are we looking for in oil? Right now, there's no trade. Sorry about that. No trade in oil. You can tell it's coming into these moving averages. We talked about the other day, when you have two moving averages that cross, you get that bow tie. If that price can come right into that bow tie, that provides pretty significant resistance, and you probably get a one-day pullback off of that before it breaks through. If we can get some other dimensions to line up with that trade, then certainly we can take that trade. But as right now, it's only a one-dimensional trade if it gets there. So we'll just continue to monitor USO. Right now, I don't see a trade in the USO. Moving on to gold, I think gold is putting in a near midterm bottom, and maybe even a long-term bottom in gold here. If we can get some consolidation on this and get a pattern that works out on gold here to buy, I'll be going long gold here. One of my major influences on my thinking on gold is I just saw an article by Goldman Sachs that says 2014 is going to be the worst year ever for gold. Usually when these big institutions come out and make calls like that, they're behind the scenes grabbing gold. They're probably buying gold hand over fist right now, accumulating the gold trade as they're trying to get everyone else to sell their shares. You got to think there's always, like I said, there's always two sides to every trade. So if they want to buy gold, they need everyone else to sell theirs so they can get their gold at the best price, right? So if they're the only ones, if everyone's buying gold because they think it's going up, obviously demand's going to go up, supply will remain constant or even go down. People may decide to keep theirs, and therefore the price goes up and they pay a higher price. If they can get people to sell into them, then they maintain that price of gold, or even gold goes down a little bit and they get a better price as they're accumulating here at the bottom. I can tell you that these institutions and these big gold players are accumulating gold right now, and if we can get a pattern, a three-dimensional trade out of this pattern here, we'll go long gold here over the next couple days. Let me get rid of these lines here. Those are my my in spirit of bull flags that I was talking about in another video. So I'll be writing an article and posting it on why I think the bottom is in gold here in the near future. If I can get around to it, maybe tonight, tomorrow, this weekend, I will post that on the website and then other websites that I publish too. And moving on to Apple, I posted this trade today that I wanted to go short Apple if it got to my level. Guess what? It didn't get to my level. Barely missed it. Now I put out 561.23. Excuse me, 561.23. Basically, I'm looking at this high right here. 561.28 was my level. Sorry, I was looking at this high. 3-bar surge into some resistance there. If it could have got there, I could have got a good trade off on Apple. As you can see, it pulled back from that level, 557.36 yesterday. And hey, it's above this 20 moving average. If we can get some sideways consolidation above that 20 moving average with a time factor in there, again, a three-dimensional trade, if we combine all the dimensions for a good 70 to 80% success rate trade, we'll go ahead and look to go long Apple. Again, that'll probably happen next week sometime, is maybe go long Apple again when we get a good trade set up. Again, we'll monitor that, and I'll be looking at that to make it. What were we in today? I made the Fox 3 alert on dry ships. What a move on dry ships. Hey, we got into this move right here. As you can see, my red line, 373, and I even got in a little bit lower than that. 368 is where I got in. I think that might have been, no, bottom here was 365. I was going to say I nailed the bottom on that, but I didn't. So I got in at 368. You can see a little bit, even for as low as 361 the following day, and today, what a monster move on dry ships, up probably 28 cents. I don't know what the percentage on that is, probably 7 to 8%. Nice move, one-day move. Hey, we get that. It is in this resistance line here, this other level I have, 396, as well as the 20-day moving average here is a minor resistance level. However, I'll be looking to take probably half off if we can get through 410 today. Excuse me, tomorrow. If we can get through that 410 level, I'll go ahead and look to take half off my position and set a break-even stop, and see if we can't get this dry ship to maybe either consolidate and press higher or continue to move up. So we'll see. So 410 is going to be my first target level. I don't know what I have on my on the Fox 3 alert as the target for that dry ships, but I'll look to reevaluate that tonight. All right. Another stock I got into today, I alerted on the both the Facebook and the Traders Forum. I got into SGOC. I actually got in at 340, so I'm only up a penny here. Why did I get in this trade? Again, the standard pattern we've been talking about for the last couple of days. My favorite pattern to trade is this surge up, sideways consolidation for in spirit up, bull flag, above some moving averages for support, and wait for that thing to pop. So that's why I'm in that trade. There's some accumulation going on today. I saw in the level twos there, so that's why I got in that trade. Again, a small position. It's a small cap. It's volatile. So we limit our position size to a quarter or maybe even a half position size, and that's 2.5 or 5% of your entire trading portfolio. And that's what I'm calling a half or a quarter position size. Hey, I also got in the CNDO as well, a pharmaceutical bioscience is what they got. Again, same pattern, surge up, sideways consolidation, and I love it when these the best trades, I think, is when these moving averages move into the price action. If they can move into the price action, it seems like it bumps it or gives it a big surge. So we're looking for a big surge on CNDO here coming up shortly. What we don't want to see is a some weakness coming in, and maybe even a close below that 20. This 50 come up, and maybe even if we get close below that 50, then certainly that'll be a stop loss signal. But again, small position size, limit your mitigate your risk in these small caps. Let's move into some bigger ones real quick. FDX, some weakness into FDX, not much, but hey, the market was up over 1%, and FDX can all FDX can squeak out is a 15-cent loss. So I consider that a major weakness in this stock. It still hasn't closed above this red bar high, 143. In fact, obviously went down 15 cents today. We're coming into a time factor here as well, so I expect this FDX to drop here. If not Thursday, definitely by Friday. I expect some big, not big, but 138.92, at least down to this red bar low here, 138.26. So 138 to 139 is where I expect that thing to get down to over the next couple of days, based on this pattern here and the timing factor. All right, it's been weakening this 20, just kind of trading on this 20 here and right above this 50. So we'll see how that goes. Boeing today went up at like 50 cents. Not much of a move up. We can see it all-time high here, back here on November 18th, 142. It got above it but couldn't close above it. So it made a new intraday high slightly, but kind of sold off there. And now it's probably consolidating to go down lower in my case. Not a very strong bearish pattern here. But in my opinion, this is this is showing some weakness. Again, it's still a strong stock. It's above all moving averages, moving up, so make no beans about it. It's a pretty strong stock. I like to short here at the all-time highs, and we'll see how that goes. Yahoo. Some, I believe it showed a little bit of weakness today. Down 7 cents, not a big deal. It's above this 20 again. Again, it's kind of chopping around this 20, weakening this 20, and I think this is setting up to go lower as well. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm still in that trade as well. BAC just reported earnings. What a blowout quarter, beating their earnings by 29%. Top and bottom lines, all this other nonsense. Good for them, right? I don't really read the news. I usually don't trade earnings, so if a stock comes into earnings and I have it, I'll usually close my position before earnings. But Bank of America was up huge into this earnings since their last ones. Usually when a stock does that, they're ripe for a nice sell-off. It ripped higher. However, I love this candle right here. We call this a topping tail. And look at the volume. Volume was 330 million. So normal volume is about 100 million on this stock. So we're 3 times the normal volume with a topping tail. That tells me that this stock is. I think this stock has nowhere to go but down, and we'll see how that plays out over the next month. Again, I am a short BAC from 17, so right now I'm 15 cents out of the money, no big deal. We'll see how it plays out. Again, I have a vertical bear call spread on this that expires in February, so we'll see how that works out. All right, moving right along. Intel, another topping tail. This thing just reported earnings, or it's going to report earnings. I'm not sure. Let me check on that real quick. I think I have that over here. It's reporting earnings pretty soon, I think. Stand by. Earnings on the 15th. So, yeah, it reported earnings today. There you go, after the market. So this, I don't know how they turned out either. So this one is in anticipation of the earnings. Again, nice move up with a topping tail. I would normally play a retrace, probably a 27, a Pierce of 27. I would short this stock. However, it just had earnings today, so we usually give that at least 3 days before we can trade this stock, just so everyone, all these institutions can either get out of their positions or buy their positions. There's a lot of game playing going on around earnings, hedging, and all this other stuff with these stocks. So we don't play earnings, and usually we give it a 3-day rule till after earnings are done before we make a play on this on an equity. So, but that's a topping tail and a half with volume. Pretty good play. I would play 20 Pierce at 27 if there wasn't earnings. So we'll give it a 3-day rule before we get into that. Hey, let's evaluate some trades we already did. CarMax. I talked about CarMax. We got out here at 45.80, I believe. Yeah, 45.80 yesterday. As I said, I told you I was seeing some weakness in this stock. The bearish consolidation here above my trend line. Again, we builds pressure to go lower. Today, you got a pretty good sell-off, not sell-off, but weakness coming in, 80 cents, step to the downside. I think this thing breaks through, and if I wasn't so opposed to immediately reversing positions, I would have gone short on this stock when I sold it, taking a short position on the stock because I think this is going to go weaker based on that pattern there. ASTM is a small cap. I sold probably 2 weeks ago now, about this is 434, 432 I think I sold this at. And as you can see, we basically nailed the high on that stock, and since then it's sold off the last 5 days here, 375. So as you can see, we can identify resistance lines, resistance positions. We had the 100-day that married up with this high right here, this candle that was coming in, the closing there, 435 was coming in, mirrored up perfectly with the 100-day moving average. Two-dimensional there, pretty good resistance. So I decided to take our profits there, and it was a good decision. What else we got? CVM, what a monster this thing's had. I'm not in this position anymore. I was. I wish I held my position on for a little longer, but I didn't want to get greedy. I took half off at 69 cents, the other half off at 80 cents. This thing has ripped higher today to 94 cents. What a monster this thing is. I can tell you right now, this thing is going to about $1.20 is where I'm thinking this thing's going to go $1.20. Is it a trade? No, because it's right between support and resistance lines, so I can't guarantee, I can't make an 80% trade on that. The thing's going up to that point. So, however, $1.20 is where I think it's going to go. All right, no trade there though. We'll let it do its thing. Amazon. This thing is setting up for a nice short. Not a short yet. As you can see, it's got some bearish move down inside consolidation. It was down today when the Qs and the NASDAQ were up. That's significant weakness. It's hammering on this 20 here. You can see it's getting it's falling on the weak side. So basically, if you can visualize, it's like a monkey trying to hang on to the 20-day, just barely hanging on, slowly falling off, and eventually this thing's going to break down. Down, I think the 50 here is minor support in my opinion, and I think this thing goes down to 363 is going to be the first stop of support there. So again, I'll let this trade, I'll let this equity play out for another 1 to 2 days. Maybe look to short on Friday, going into Friday afternoon, or maybe even Monday. I think is a holiday. So Friday afternoon or maybe Tuesday afternoon. We'll see how it plays out. But I'd like to get short off on Amazon in the near-term future. I love this pattern. I love the weakness it's showing. And we'll see how that goes. All right. That is all I have to say about the shrimping business. I'll recap my spider thought here and a couple trades, quick things. I'll recap a couple trades I'm looking to get into. I'm still showing weakness in the spiders, even though it traded up through intraday all-time highs and just closed below the all-time high. I think weakness is going to come in. Again, I had my 15th January, my cycle date, so plus or minus a couple days. It did show on Monday, breaking sell-off, came back up. I think this market may be cooked for the near term into the next 1 or 2 weeks. Kind of silly saying that right now, seeing that the strength in this market, but it's very euphoric, and we'll see how it plays out. I'll be looking for, like I said, significant sell-off, not sell-off, some weakness come in, and maybe get a little bounce, and try to short that bounce there. As far as gold, I think the bottom is in gold, or is significantly putting in a significant bottom for the future there. So I'll be looking to go long gold. And when I say long gold, I normally mean, or long a position, I'm long or short a position 1 to 2 days, maybe a week, at the longest 2 weeks. When I'm saying gold's putting in a near term bottom and maybe even further out, I'm thinking I'm buying gold for a year. So I'm accumulating the gold position for a longer period of time. All right. Apple, I'm looking to. It didn't get to my short level, but if it consolidates, I'll be looking to go long that play as well. And then dry ships, I'll be looking to take some profits on that thing today, and maybe set a break even. Definitely set a break even stop in that. So that would be a positive trade, guaranteed positive trade. All right, folks, that's enough of me talking. I'll see you on the trading charts on Thursday. And again, if you want to follow me on follow TopGun Stock Trading on Facebook. I'll be putting trade alerts out on that, as well as the TopGun forum. I think if I put them on the forum, they go out obviously on that forum, as well as they go out over the Facebook. So like us on Facebook, and you'll get our trade alerts coming out. All right, folks, have a good day.